Good day, Pesay. Last October, Rappler CEO Maria Ressa and Russian journalist Dmitry Muratov were awarded the Nobel Peace Prize for 2021. In the announcement of the Norwegian Nobel Committee, they mentioned that the award was given to them for their efforts to safeguard the freedom of expression in the Philippines and in Russia. We can't deny that being a journalist is a big responsibility, as it involves conducting several thorough researches and asking tough questions to different individuals, like big personalities. That's what we see on televisions and hear on radio shows. Then there are the campus journalists, who, according to UP journalism professor Danilo Araw, should not be underestimated as they also shape the public opinion by providing relevant information just like what the journalists in the mainstream media do. Most of the campus journals that I know, including myself, joined journalism because our teachers and our senior schoolmates pushed us to join campus journalism contests. At first, we enjoyed it because we get to join different contests and sometimes win. When we join, we sometimes get excused from our classes, and if we win, we get to travel to different places. But as time passed by, we started to appreciate campus journalism as it provided us opportunities to improve our writing skills, make new friends, and it also helped us learn how to accept criticisms. These are all true, but these things are what you would expect from a speech about campus journalism. So here's something unexpected. Campus journalism can give us a superpower and improve our five senses, which are vision, hearing, smell, taste, and touch. Let's begin with the top two senses that most humans consider the most important, according to a study conducted in 2019. These are vision and hearing. We use these senses in looking for issues that we could share with the public. As campus reporters, we need to be informed with what's happening in our school, in our community, in our country, and our planet. We do this by watching the news, reading news articles, and even scrolling through social media. Certainly, we need to be aware of the social issues that are present in our society, but we can also write about different topics like trending Netflix shows or popular computer games, especially when writing a feature article. Aside from this, Google Dictionary also defines vision as the ability to think about or plan the future with imagination and wisdom. By seeing and observing the issues that are present in our society, we could see what could happen if there are issues that are not resolved. Campus journalism does not give us X-ray vision, but it lets us see into the future and gives us ideas on what choices to make or decisions to push for the betterment of the society. On the other hand, campus journalism makes us use our ears to listen to the people around us. We always hear various sounds, the barks of dogs, the clicking sounds of keyboards, and other sounds. But we are not always ready to hear sounds, or in other words, to listen. Mr. Howie Severino, a veteran journalist, said that being a good listener enables reporters to get more information and good stories. Campus journalism improves this through interviews and press conferences. Apart from this, a good listener helps us make connections with the people around us. Miss Jackie Manabat, another journalist, said that it was in campus journalism where she learned how to interact with the people around her. That's how campus journalism improves our hearing. Next are the senses that we use to experience things, which are our sense of smell, taste, and touch. As I have said earlier, we can write about anything, and writing an article sometimes begins with a personal experience. For example, an editorial article urging officials to monitor emissions from cars might come from an experience of smelling like smoke after being stuck on the traffic on the streets of Baguio City. A feature article about street foods might come from having some with your friends after a long day in school. I remember a time when I was able to write a feature article about the science behind headaches after having a terrible one while I was in school. Experiencing things pushes us to investigate further and to write about them for the readers to, to know our findings. Using these senses in reporting does not end there. Sometimes journalists also need to experience what it is like to live in certain situations to be able to effectively report about those conditions. It's just like how veteran journalists immerse themselves in the communities that they are writing about or showing in documentaries. Aside from being in contact with, another definition of touch is to produce feelings of affection, gratitude, or sympathy in. With this, we can say that campus journalism makes us touch the public with the articles that we publish. For example, we can convince others to take action or to take our sides through the opinion articles that we write. Or we can make our readers smile, sob, or snicker with the feature articles that we write. We can observe and understand people using these senses. And with this, we can use the superpower that campus journalism can give us, which is critical thinking. It is described as a metacognitive process consisting of a number of sub-skills that, when used appropriately, increases the chances of having a logical conclusion or solution to a problem. Examples of these sub-skills are analysis, evaluation, and inference. One of the things that we do when looking for data is fact-checking. When we look at a given article, we analyze its headline or title, we, we examine if it's exaggerated or clickbaity. We also analyze its structure or how it's written, or if it has grammatical errors. And we also look at the site where it came from to see if the source is reliable. With this, we can evaluate whether the article contains misleading information. And sometimes, we can also use this to deduce why the article was written. Campus journalism trains us to process the information that we receive from other sources to identify if it has fake news. Misinformation and disinformation are both fake news, but there is a difference. Misinformation is false information that is unintentionally disseminated, while disinformation is false information that is spread to convince the people to believe in a certain political perspective. Fact-checking is necessary because in the present, misinformation and disinformation are still prevalent in different social media platforms. Most people search for different information on different topics in social media. In fact, in a survey conducted by the social weather stations in March 2019, it was found that 1 in every 5 Filipino adults check Facebook as their source of news. Although Facebook has implemented new policies that combat false information, some of these false information still get shared in their messaging app, which is Messenger. Messenger still has very limited measures to prevent false information from spreading. Lastly, campus journalism makes us learn how to eliminate apathy within us. It makes us care about people we didn't know before, like students from far-flung areas, victims of martial law, or the vendors from public market. As we research and write about the different issues around us, we begin to realize that the details that we accumulate are not just numbers or data that we can use to complete our article. These are the stories and perspectives of the people that we're writing about. Another veteran journalist, Miss Cara David, once said, "May muka ang bawat numero." As mentioned earlier, the media plays a major role in maintaining democracy. This sounds like a huge and scary responsibility for students, but we can still do this by simply writing and using facts as our foundation. Without facts, you can't have truth. Without truth, you can't have trust. Without trust, we have no shared reality, no democracy. This is what Ressa said in her Nobel Peace Prize lecture last December. Campus journalism is not just an extracurricular activity that we can use to add some plus points to our report cards. It is also an extracurricular activity that will make us grow into students that will add something valuable to the society. Campus journalism does not make us superheroes, but it can make us a generation that can change and shape the future despite the challenges left to us by the older generations. This is Maria Cecilia Soriano. Thank you for listening.